morning, everyone. Welcome to this Friday morning session on NQ and Nasdaq. Very excited to be here. We are here together with Patrick. Welcome, Patrick.
Welcome, everyone. Nice to be here.
And today we also have another special guest. We have one of our new trader in our pro room, Maciej. Welcome, Maciej.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you.
And today we only have 30 minutes because then we're going to be live in the market, but we're going to be showing you some of the things that we do in the morning to prepare for ourselves. And the focus of today is, of course, on Nasdaq and NQ. So I'm going to start by looking at some of the data in the dashboard and how you can kind of use the data to prepare yourself. And then we're going to go into the chart, and Patrick and Maciej are going to show us how they prepare themselves. We're going to talk about the pro room at the end, and then we have some special things for you guys as well. So the first thing I want to look for is we recently released our VRP cross-asset monitor, and that really helps me understand a different asset class, how is the volatility of the asset, right? So what the VRP does is looking at the difference between implied and historical volatility over the past year, and it's telling me if the difference of the two volatilities is elevated or not. So what we see here, what's really interesting is that both QQQ and SPX are kind of like at the highest VRP level for the past year. So why is this important as a futures trader? This is important because the investors are going to look for potentially premium selling strategies because the volatility is really, really high. So you can actually get a lot of premium compared to what it was maybe a year ago or so. And also, when you manage your risk, and we're going to talk about risk management later, you need to understand that we are in a quite strong volatility environment. So whenever you place your stop and profit targets, just bear in mind that QQQ and SPX, and if you trade any of these other assets, this is kind of like, you can see there's outliers there. So first thing I watch is this one. The second thing is we go and look at the data, right? So we go and look at the what's going on in the option market, what's going on in the positioning. And the first thing, we're in a positive gamma for QQQ. We start from QQQ, and then we're going to move to NDX and NQ. So just to bear in mind, we have all three option chains. So you guys can access the futures level, the stocks and indices level, intraday as well. So we're going to go over that. If we look at our gamma positioning, overall, we are in a positive gamma environment. We have a strong core resistance here, 610 level on QQQ, very, very strong. But we also have a very, very big level right there. This bar is going to be very, very interesting. If we look at 0 DTEs, we see a very similar picture. So there's a lot of positive positioning, positive gamma expiring today. Our level to the downside is at 595. And then our core resistance is this big bar here, 605, right? When we look at the matrix, what is interesting here is that we're going to see a different picture from the different asset. But we start looking at kind of like the October expirations, and we start seeing an increasing in negative gamma for these expirations. So I think just bear in mind, we're still in a positive gamma environment, but the market is kind of like looking at further in the future, in the next kind of like 2 to 3 weeks. So just bear in mind that. We see kind of like a similar but kind of different picture on NDX. So we are in an overall positive gamma positioning. The option matrix actually doesn't really have a lot of negative gamma there. So very, very important to note. And I think, Patrick, one of the key points is you always have to look and understand who is investing in the asset. And if we look at QQQ has by far the largest volume in terms of gamma and option data and open interest when we look at technology sector. So I always look at QQQ because it's a very good metrics, and you can convert the levels on NQ as well if you trade NQ. But basically, like, QQQ is also an asset that is traded by longer term investors as well. So it's not just shorter term and day traders. we have longer term investors that are actually placing their bets on QQQ because they put QQQ in their 401k. So understanding like the mindset of who's holding position on QQQ and how they might want to look to protect their profits towards the end of the year is very important. If we look at NDX, this is the index. So the player type that trades the index is way different. And then, of course, we can go into the future. So when we go into the future, we also see that we are in a strong positive gamma environment. We have to pay attention to this 2580 level right there, and we're going to show it in the chart in a second. And then, of course, take a look at the 0D. So we have is the same level. 2580 is a very, very strong put support for today.
And I think there's also something what is important to know when we look into the options matrix, Fabio. One thing what I'm doing is I check if the options matrix from both the QQQ, the NDX, and also the QQQ, NQ, NDX, if everyone having the same picture or if someone have a different picture. Because if they have the same picture, then I have a clear trend. If they have a different picture, like what we see now, we see on QQQ, we see the red. On NDX, on an NQ, we were seeing green. Then I have to think about, okay, why is someone green? Why is someone red? This is a homework for you guys. Find out why is someone red, why is someone green. But if you have the same picture, everyone is green, everyone is red at the same time, you have a clear trend.
Yeah, and also, again, you always have to think in the mind on who is the buyer and who is the seller of each of these assets, right? So QQQ would be retail traders, but it would also be larger institutions that are allocating capital in the technology sector. QQQ is the biggest technology sector ETF. They might have a different perspective on the asset compared to a shorter term day trader or a futures trader, right? So understanding where the big money are moving and how they're moving, very, very important. Even though you might not trade QQQ at all, you might just trade the future.
Yep, correct.
With that said, I don't know, I'll pass it on to you, Masiai. I'm going to share your screen.
Sure.
All right. So, can we see Yoda's question, Fabio? All right. He was asking, hey guys, would love if you can talk about your draft using the blind spot lines, and as we talked about in the general chat, and as I was promised you to give you an idea about my trading setup, and then also Marseille will tell you a little bit about how he's using this. And Yoda, as you was seeing in the chat, in the general chat, and also he was posting this on X, and I think it was also in the free chat. My general setup is I'm using the general GAX lines. So for me, what's really interesting is call resistance, 1 day max, high vol 0 DTE, high vol put support 0 DTE, call resistance, gamma vol 1 day min. And then also I have my blind spots there. Why I'm not using the GAX levels? The answer is really simple. I'm using also the intraday levels. Fabi was explaining about the liquidity, who's trading what. So I'm using also the QQQ intraday levels. I plot this to my chart also. So basically on my chart, you will find from the NQ, the gamma levels, the primary, the blind spots from the NQ, and also from the QQQ, the intraday levels, the primary levels. So that's why I'm not looking to the GAX levels, because I want to have my chart really clean. All right. So this is the answer number one, why I'm not looking into the GAX levels, because I'm looking to the option chain from the NQ and from the QQQ. And also I have the blind spots. So for me, really important to understand where we have great liquidity where the market could be going to, I want to see that blind spots supporting gamma levels. So we can already seeing that the blind spot 3 on the Nasdaq, it's on the right side, is supporting the one-day max. So this is something what I would be mark on my chart because there's strong liquidity. Then we have the middle. You see the high wall, you see the put support, you see the call resistance and 2 blind spots, correct? Yeah, you see blind spot 7 and blind spot 1. So basically, this is my decision point at the moment. This is what's really important for me. And one thing, because there's a decision point, I will measure how big is this. This is, I think, around 0.3%. It's not a big one. And then we have also on the one-day min, the BL4 and the one-day min. So that's also my area. These 2 areas at the moment, the one-day max, the one-day min, and in the middle, the decision area, that's the areas what's really matter for me today. It's a really simple and easy way how I'm reading the market. And last but not least, so what I'm thinking now, we was talking about this in the pro room also, having always a plan A, plan B, and plan C. So plan A would be when I should be targeting the one-day max, what I want to see. Plan B, if I want targeting the one-day min, what I want to see, if we stay in the range between the high wall 0 DTE with blind spot 7, call resistance and gamma wall with blind spot 1, what I want to see, and when I want not going into the trade. So we have many engineers with a really good mind. We have to structure everything down, having a plan, and define what we want to see. Basically, we were looking into the price action. And if we have our QQQ intraday levels, so the last snapshot with the last one-day min, one-day max calculation, I want to see first on the market open, how is the one-day max and the one-day min change? Why is this important, Fabio?
Because basically, like the change in one-day max and one-day minimum would account for after-market volatility. So whenever there are like earnings after market, clearly, the option doesn't trade 24/5 like the futures. So the option market would readjust at the beginning of the day, but you still have price action in after hours. So we recalculate the one-day max and one-day min so that you can account for intraday moves, end of day moves after market. So yeah.
Exactly. So basically, this would be my main setup, and this is the answer for you, Yoda. I am having only the primary levels, my blind spots, and my intraday levels. Why I'm not showing you the GAX levels, because at the end, as you want mentioned in the Mentor Q Discord correctly, I won't have a clean chart. For me, really important the primary levels, because at the end I'm plotting also the QQQ levels. I'm plotting also the swing trading levels to see first who are sitting the swing trading levels, because they are acting also really strong as support and resistance. And this doesn't mean that the GAX levels must be not good. They are absolutely good. If I'm having only the Nasdaq levels on my chart from the NQ, I would have, of course, the GAX levels on my chart. But in the moment where I'm also converting the QQQ levels, I have also the blind spot levels. That's the way how I'm going. And also really interesting, I know it's not the part of the NQ Playbook, but having side by side the ES and the NQ, because you see something really similar. You see that the blind spots, blind spot 2 and the call resistance and call resistance 0 DTE is here our resistance. And on the bottom, we have high wall 0 DTE, blind spot 7, and put support 0 DTE. For me, it looks like we're having a range today. And I want to see that we're also breaking out from the range on the ES to get in direction on the NQ. So if something has happened there, I know exactly I could be possible targeting my one-day max and my one-day min. But not only this is in confirmation, We have also to watch into the VIX. What is the VIX doing? How is the VIX forming? Did we have something there? Did we have volatility? What's going on? Also price action. How is the price action? How is the volume? And also thinking about timing, setup, and location. There are many stuff what we have to looking for, but an easy way for me to find out what could be happened is I'm connecting the blind spots with the primary gamma levels, and that's it. But now I would be giving this more to you, must say. How are you looking into this?
And I will be looking today on NQ, very similar like you. For me, right now, we have box between HVL 0 DTE and blind spot 7 with call resistance gamma wall 0 DTE and blind spot 1. If we drop, I will try to join to the and targeting my position to 1 day minimum and blind spot 4 as a connection the dots and cluster. But if we go upside, I think I will be waiting to take shorts on blind spot 3 and 1 day max and try to come back to this value. Now we are exactly sitting. And my confirmation will be also similar view on SPX. So I will be waiting on 1 day max with blind spot 3 with the shorts, with call resistance 0 DTE with gamma wall and blind spot 2. And right now, I haven't got any super idea how to trade ES. So wait and see. And then if we get some confirmation, I will try to join. And the same rule will be here. So blind spot 7, HVL with 0 DTE and put support. If we drop, I will targeting 1 day minimum with blind spot 8 as an area of my target for shorts.
Nice.
Judah, your question is a really good question. I'm enjoying this. So you want to trade around levels that have BL levels, no jacks with them. Basically, you want to trade an area if this doesn't have a BL level. That's a really good question. If I would be telling you now, I would not trade. This would be not an honest answer. If I'm seeing price action and the market will be now going with strong volume to the upside or to the downside, I will take it, of course. But mostly, I'm looking for high probability trades. I'm looking for turning points. I'm looking for what could be possibly target. I'm looking for good risk reward. And one thing what I was figuring out for myself is I get the best risk reward and the best opportunities, probabilities on liquidity areas. So that's why I was figuring out when the blind spots supporting the gamma levels. Here I have the biggest opportunity for a good risk reward, for a turning point, and to figure out the direction of the market, where we see possibility support and resistance, or we see a strong flash down. So that's why I love more the levels who supporting from the blind spots. But of course, if something has happened, I will take the trade no matter what.
Of course, we are traders. We will be react exactly.
And good morning, Patrick. What time frame are you trading? My technical analysis is basically on the 30-minute and 4-hour time frame, and my execution is on the 1-minute time frame. But if I be in the market and I was executing the trade, I will switch from the 1-minute time frame to the 30-minute time frame, because if I'm staying all the time on the 1-minute time frame, I will get too nervous. I will get out too early of the trade. So that's why only the execution will be on the 1-minute time frame to find a good point, good follow through to get in the trade. And you must say, what time frame do you use?
I usually connect 2 time frames, M30 and M5. So this is why I'm less trading than you in intraday models, but I try figure out higher distance for my position. So yeah, similar view, different techniques and different time frames.
And also, Yoda, this is one principle of the roadmap. So basically, if we would be taking out now the indicators from our chart, we have only our lines. So then we can see basically our area of interest. So this would be guiding me. I have a clear view of the market, and I can see where I want to be going into the market, where I don't want to be going into the market. So this helps me to stay patient. At the end, patience will pay us. Yeah. So this is something what I really believe. Have a good risk management, have patience, and how we can develop patience is having a area what you defined where you want to go in the market, and also have a plan A, have a plan B, and also maybe have a plan C when you don't want to go into the market. Because think about timing. Is this now the right time to go into the market? 2 minutes, 3 minutes before the first hour will be happening, hourly close, I will think no, just wait for the hourly close, that the hourly candle will be developing, and see if you get some follow through. One thing about this, if it's good to go into the market few minutes before we get economic data, no, I just would be wait. So, but this helps me to be more patient, to remind myself what area I have really interesting. One friend of mine was saying to me, Patrick, I'm not the slave of the market. I let the market come to me, and this is something what I'm using all single day.
Love this sentence. This is why I'm waiting for with my positions also.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, Patrick, if we want to spend. I'm gonna pull up the monitor as well. We want to spend maybe a few minutes. Let's see if we've got more questions. This is a good one. I'll answer this, and then you can answer this as well. And then we go and we're gonna show some of the things that we're doing next week. What is the idea of converting the QQQ levels? Can you throw more light on that? So I think, Jan, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the presentation. Basically, when you trade an asset like NQ and also QQQ, they tend to move, of course, in the same direction, right? But they're not necessarily the same. QQQ and NQ have two different option chains, two different data providers, that two different exchanges. So understanding where positioning is coming on the different assets is very important, and also understanding who is trading what. So who is trading QQQ versus who is trading NQ. As you can see, the gamma exposure profile of NQ is way different than the one from QQQ. They move in the same direction, but they're not exactly the same assets. So understanding when there's a very big level on QQQ that could impact NQ could be very important. And then I'll let you, Patrick, take it from a trader standpoint.
Yeah, no, this is really good questions. So basically, I highly believe as NQ trader, you're trading only the futures, yeah. So, but if you want to trade the Nasdaq, you need the full picture from the Nasdaq, and there are three major tickers where you can looking for. So you have the NQ. We from MentorQ have the option chain from the NQ. We give you the data. All right, I have the NQ futures option chain on my chart. Then we have also the NDX, really important. It's the indice. So we have this on the chart. We have the option chain. We covered this. And then last but not least, we have the QQQ, the ETF. Boom, we have it. So we have all three major ones, who's really important for you as a Nasdaq trader. You're not only an NQ trader, at the end, you be a Nasdaq trader. And I want to have the full opportunity. So if we have the opportunity on MentorQ, why I not should use the opportunity and convert from one option chain to the other option chain? I don't care if this is QQQ or NDX. I want to see, in best case, the full option chain on my chart. So normally, a good rate for me is also converting NDX to NQ, converting QQQ to NQ, find out where you have strong overlaps, where you have areas of interesting, then map this out on your chart. So then you know there's an interest there, will be take our attention. If we come to this area, boom, we will take action. We will looking into the market. Before we not come to this area, we sit back, we relax, and we wait for our opportunity. We will get our opportunity. No worries. So that's why it's so important to have QQQ, NDX, and NQ together. So that's, I think, one of my answers for this.
That's great. And I think we have 5 minutes left, and then I think, Patrick, you guys have to jump on the pro room for live trading today. But we wanted to share this because next week we're gonna kick off the third quarter with a lot of really strong live events for our premium and our pro members. So if you're a premium member, you will be able to join our European sessions, our Nasdaq and NQ Playbook, similar to what we've done today. We'll be live on Zoom, so all the schedule will be posted on Discord and within our academy. And then we're going to have a session in the afternoon to recap the SPX at 2:30. And then, of course, we have our pro members live session in the morning and in the afternoon. But before we go into that, maybe like Maciej and Patrick, if you want to just spend a few minutes talking about what we do in the pro room, what's the expectation from people that want maybe to join and find some guidance from you guys, and then we can talk about the 48 hours promo that we have here on the right.
Yeah, let's go. So first things first, if you see our weekly live events, we're really looking on MentorQ for helping you as a trader, because our goal is that you become the best trader who you can be, that you're getting the biggest payout, whatever you can be. So this is really the goal. And we have many gold traders. We have many FX traders. Maciej is really good in gold. So that's why we were talking about we should be having a gold in an FX session. So mostly in a European session, we will do this. We cover gold and FX only, where we're giving you our trade ideas, where we're looking for, we're talking about the levels, we're talking about the option chain, we're talking about what's in the economic, what could be drive gold now. Then before the market open, we go in the details, we're looking again in the Nasdaq and the NQ, and we're helping you to define good areas. We answer also questions what you maybe have. And then, of course, we are all traders. We want making money in the market. So then we have our live trading room with the pro members. And I think, Maciej, you was joining us new, and I think you can share maybe the experience, what we do in the pro member room.
Oh, so first of all, we prepared ourselves to session. We have 2 sessions each day, every week. So most of time we spend using SPX, ES, SPY, QQQ, NQ, NDX, Gold, GLD. Sometimes we talk also and trade crude oil, WTI. We solve some problems like technical stuff, price action. We talk about technical analysis, what is going on in the calendar. On the hotline, we have also macro perspective when it shows in economic data, and we talk how we interpreted this. So everything is like live organism, sharing ideas, trades, some opportunities. We also using swing models to try get some bigger trades. It's cool, and the best of the best is everyone have open mic. So if someone try to be better each day, and if he's or she not shy, super. The steps that few people on the last 2 or 3 months do are amazing. You can check this on our pro group, for example, what kind of scores they have.
Yeah, so basically, to make long sense really short, you can look over our shoulders, how we read the market, what we're looking for, what trades we take. We are fully transparent. We are accountability. We post all our trades, what we're doing through the live sessions in the Discord room, so you can see what we're doing. We saying basically when we want to go into the market, if you go short or if you go long. But one thing, we are not a signal group, so you will not receiving signal groups. You will become in our mind. You can see and hear what we're thinking about. when we want to take a trade, when we stay out of the trade, when we be patient. And
Trying to
again,
our conceptions and view of the market.
Exactly. And one thing, what is more important, you have daily mentorship sessions with the open mic. It's like a mentorship. You can ask any questions what you have. If something is unclear, maybe with mentor Q levels, maybe with your trading, maybe with your risk management, with your patience, you have us. You get clear and honest answers. We have also other traders who help you, who are going through the same what you may be going through. We see us as a strong team. Will help us each other, and we are not an YouTube session, so we have open mic, so you can add something anytime, and this is, I think, one of the most powerful things. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think trading is challenging, so having people and support, not only from the data perspective, but also from the human perspective and the experience. So clearly Patrick joined us almost 2 years ago now, and clearly his experience together with the data has helped a lot of our traders. So we're very excited to also have now Masiai, which is bringing a different perspective, maybe trading different assets. You trade a lot of gold, so it's very important that you can also support a lot of our traders there, and also you trade in Europe, which is awesome because you can bring a different perspective from maybe other traders that maybe are mostly focused on the US market.
I can only confirm.
Exactly.
Yeah, and guys, again,
person. Yeah, exactly. We spent together, Patrick, how many years? 3? As a traders, sharing sometimes idea and trying to figure out something.
Yeah,
exactly.
So so guys, we have a few minutes left. So if you guys want to join the pro group, we're offering for 48 hours only. This is not coming back on Black Friday. It's only available this weekend. Basically, the opportunity to join the pro room, and with the pro room, you're gonna get 3 to 5 hours a day, plus all the premium sessions, of course, that you see here with Masiai, Patrick, Jordan, and the other team in the pro room. Live trading each morning from 9:15 to 11:30. Sometimes a session lasts 4 hours. So really, the time that you see here is really a placeholder. But if there is price action, we will stay on. And then you have a group that can support you guys. And on top of that, you can get access to all our data, all our models, and obviously the levels that you saw today.
So basically, if you want, we can stay 24 hours each week together. If you see all the sessions, so we became 24 hours. Be a team, be a partner. Also, we record the sessions for you. We will share this with you. And if you stay 24 hours each week with experienced traders, I will promise you will grow as a person. You will take new experience. This is a challenge, 100%. I would be happy if I can go back maybe 10 years, 15 years in my trading career. If I would have some opportunity like this, I will take it. Maybe only to stay with 1 month, 2 months with the guys, maybe 3 months, like what you have now with the opportunity here, and squeeze the guys. I would answer any questions. What holds me back in my trading career? What holds me back on my risk management? What holds me back on my entries and exits? So that's also your opportunity to squeeze us with all your questions, what you have, and get answers. So yeah.
Great.
All right, we have to go in the program now to trade live.
It's only 25.
Wait of us.
It's only 25%. Wow.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you guys next week, and we're going to be, again, for those who are part of our Discord, you will find the live sessions for next week directly on Discord. And yeah, excited to have you on board, Masiai, and thank you very much, Patrick, and have a great weekend.
Thank you all. Be patient, control yourself, have a good setups and trades.
Bye-bye. Have a good one, everyone.